Hello everyone, my name is Mr.Orange and welcome to part 10 of the Grand Tour game. So today we have another episode, Aston, Astronauts and Angelina's Children. That's one very long title for this episode. So yeah, we're gonna go into episode 9 of season 3. So the locations are going to be in France and like always in the United Kingdom. And I hope you guys will enjoy this episode because, in my opinion, it's not one of the best episodes that I have ever made on the Grand Tour. But I hope you guys will at least enjoy this one. So yeah, this is season 3 of episode 9, and yeah, we're gonna play from the start and begin.
Thanks so much, everybody. Thank you. And welcome. And in today's incredibly topical show, Neil Armstrong walks on the moon, some angry cyclists, and I throw a sandwich out of the window. All that is to come. But first, Aston Martin has just launched a new car. And here's Richard Hammond to tell us all about it.
This is the new V8 Vantage.
And, well, it's not an ugly car, is it? I mean, I'm not sure about this colour. You'd be on the phone to your doctor if your wee came out like this, but the shape itself is stunning. This is one of those superstar cars that leave a wake of dropped jaws and phone camera flashes.
And as the smallest, punchiest, sportiest car in the Aston lineup, it's fast too.
Ooh, that's one smooth looking car. Look at the shape of it. It just looks so
0 to 60
beautiful.
takes 3.5 seconds.
That's really amazing. I really love the look of it, of the new V8 Vantage.
You're not going to be embarrassed by 911 Carreras.
Okay, so not a really great beginning of me. But yeah, they could have maybe choose out a little bit of a better paint job because, yeah, the paint job in particular doesn't really look that great, but still. Let's don't talk about the paint job, let's talk about the shape of this car because it really looks so cool, except for crashing to that wall. And I'm also breaking this car in 2 pieces, but this is one great sounding car. Okay, I need to stop crashing this car. I just,
Come on.
every time when we go on this track, I always crash. Just really not my favorite track of all of them, but there we go. We still got a goal, and I hit a wall on purpose. But it's really a beautiful looking car. So,
Go.
okay, yeah, I'm going. Ah, another wall.
Come on.
I'm going. Calm down, Hammond. Oh, I think they... Oh, you can actually see the damage on your car, actually. You can tell that right here. Because I think they... because they have introduced, like, a new update to this game. And now you can see every single episode, like, when it's gonna come out. And you can also see a damage on some of the vehicles.
This bit is really
Which is a little bit cool. But damn, this car is amazing. It's so smooth. Smooth as an egg. Well, not that kind of smooth that I'm talking about, but it does. This car does really look great. No. Okay, we still have like 1 minute left, so I'm not really sure if we can get a better time on this. Maybe 50 seconds, and we're lucky. Maybe if we are a better driver, then maybe, but I'm not really sure. But just the shape of it is just really cool. Like, I'm really looking forward to Aston Martin's, like, next vehicles that they're gonna make in the future, because this one does really look nice.
Yeah, I got bored.
Okay, yeah, I know you're getting... How are you getting bored, Hammond? Come on, you're driving a beautiful piece of car. Okay, I don't know what I'm saying, but it is. It's true. So, can you hit a better time? That's the question. Oh, it's almost done. Can we hit a better time? I think we can. Oh, yes, we did. A couple of milliseconds better. Okay, yes, you're always alarmed, Hammond. You're always. Okay, let's try to drift properly on this corner. Ooh, that's a little bit better. Just stop freaking out. And then another drift on that corner. Sneaky. Well, it's not really sneaky, but another beautiful drift. Okay, and of course we hit a wall. Gosh darn it, Hammond. Ooh, that's better. Now that's a better corner. Ooh, that's a question. Oh yes, I think we can. I think this might be the opportunity to hit a better time. This might be the one. Yes, come on. Pick up all the speed that you got. Perfect. Did we got a better? Yes. Nice done. Nicely done.
But here's the thing. Astons have always been beautiful and fast in a straight line. But when you're making a sports car, that's the easy part. It was when you dug deeper under the skin into the areas you couldn't see that in the past, they often came up short.
The trouble is, the company has never had the money or the manpower of Porsche or Ferrari, and you could sense that in their cars. They just didn't feel as well made or well engineered as some rivals.
That means they sold mainly to people listening to their hearts and not their heads. Because your heart says, I want an Aston, even when your head says that door doesn't fit properly.
But this is 2018. Good looks and speed aren't enough if bits are coming off in your hand. This car can't be nice to drive for an Aston. It can't be well made for an Aston. It's got to be good, full stop. Yeah, in an AMG, this engine doesn't make this noise. In a Merc, it's all power bass. Whereas Aston Martin have added some British gravel to the mix.
So, it's handsome, quick, tuneful, and feels well built. But now we come to the acid test. How the new Vantage handles corners.
So, let's see what's what.
Yeah, that's a good question. Let's see if it can handle the corners. Ooh, and it's about drifting. Let's try it out.
On an all-new chassis, a shorter version of the one under the DB11. And it's the first Aston Martin to be fitted with an electronic diff. A very expensive but very valuable weapon of war.
Ooh, that's interesting to know. Thank you for that little fact that you gave me. But let's try to do this in a V8 Vantage.
It's a 4-litre V8. It has twin turbos. It makes 510 horsepower.
That's quite a lot for a V8. Well, maybe some people will think a little bit differently about it, but That's a lot of horsepower in a V8.
Oh my
But the
God.
car does sound really cool. Like, it's something a little bit special. Like, when you look back in the day, back in the 60s and 50s, Aston made some really amazing cars and like just really cool ones. But still, till this day, they make some really cool cars. Like this one, the V8 Vantage.
This is in control of its power. It really is. It's been set up by a man who used to work at Suspension Masters Lotus.
Let's not get bogged down with what's German and what's not. The point is, okay, unlike the previous Vantage, that is way, way more than a pretty face. I mean, a lot more. But now let's find how fast Abby can get one around the Ebola track.
That's a good question. And this time it has a better looking paint job. I quite like the gray, sort of grayish color. Whereas the black kind of has that gray sort of color. But let's see, can it hit in 1 minute? Can we do a lap in
Working
under
away
1 minute?
there at that unusual and frankly stupid square steering wheel.
Well, I don't care if it has
Already we're at the
square
drop down
steering
into
wheel.
your name here.
I do really not care, even when we hit that wall. Oh no, this is going to be a tight one. This is going to be one tight lap. But we're gonna try to do our best, Abby. I hope I can trust Abby on this track. So,
Cutting in wide for old lady's house.
okay, there's the old lady's
Keeping it
house.
neat round there, and now the short squirt down to substation.
Okay, yeah, okay, it's 50 seconds. It's going to be a tight one. It's going to be quite a tight lap. Ooh, we can do this, yes!
Across the line.
Successful.
It does. It's like an old-fashioned racing car moving around. It's a good-looking lap, that. Right, let's find out where it ended up on our lap board, shall we? Here we go. Look at exactly the same speed as a 911 GT3 RS.
Yeah, and when you think the Aston doesn't have a massive wing and scaffolding in the back, that is pretty impressive.
Very impressive.
Yeah, but never mind that. Look, it's no faster than a BMW M5.
Yes, but I think what that says, James, is the M5 is seriously quick.
Now, this year marks the 50th anniversary of the first landings on the moon, and I thought I should take a little celebratory look back at that truly historic mission.
James, this isn't a grand tour of whatever is in your head. You do know that.
No, but I promise there will be some cars in this film. Eventually.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal, before this decade is out, of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the Earth.
When President Kennedy made that speech to Congress in 1961, he gave the scientists at NASA a planet-sized headache. Nevertheless, the brains at NASA knuckled down and throughout the 1960s set about developing and testing the rockets and the technology that would be needed to crack this monumental nut. However, machinery on its own was not enough. Equally important to the success of the space program were the astronauts. Now, these men were generally of a type. They were fighter jocks and test pilots, and they were very familiar with moving around at very high speed. So, and I did promise we'd get some cars into this, when it came to moving around on the face of the Earth, there was one car they favoured above all others. The Corvette, America's premier sports car.
Now that's a classic. I like that.
Go!
That look is... Oh, I just... Like, when you go back into the
Yes,
60s
John
and 50s...
Glenn, holder of supersonic flight records and the first American to orbit the Earth, drove this.
That's interesting because that's a really impressive car, even in the 50s. I'm curious, when was this car developed? I think in the 50s or 60s, I'm guessing, or maybe the 40s. Well, in the 40s, I think the cars look a little bit differently. But wow, just look at this beautiful car. Except I'm destroying it like always. I'm destroying every single car that I'm driving. So, ooh, okay, we need to do a little turnabout. Okay, slow down. The brakes are not especially great. Okay, there you go. That was a sort of successful turn. Come on, catch up some speed. Going to the 90-mile-per-hour mark. Okay, we still have some time left. Ooh, we can still do this.
Oh,
Going
no.
to be a close call. Yes!
Flooded between the American astronaut and the Corvette started with Alan Shepard, the first American in space in 1961. And on his safe return to Earth, he was given a free Corvette by General Motors, a sort of medal for services to the country.
By 1969, just inside Kennedy's deadline, NASA was ready to try landing some men on the moon. The astronauts chosen were Buzz Aldrin, who drove a Corvette, Neil Armstrong, who drove a Corvette, and Mike Collins, who drove a Beetle. Presumably that's why they left him in the command module and didn't let him walk on the lunar surface.
And when I say Corvette, I mean this actual Corvette. This one. This was his. This is Neil Armstrong's Corvette. Oh. His hands were here, he looked at the instruments like that. He touched that. Neil Armstrong, the first person to set foot somewhere other than the Earth.
And you're actually driving his car. That's so cool.
Away!
It's just like a piece of history that just like... It just really... This car has so much history when you talk about space. But, try to take this nice and slowly on these checkpoints, because we need to get every single one of them. And then we have to turn. And again, take it easy. Okay, do we have enough time to do this? I think we have. It's going to be tight. But we're doing it. Yes!
The owner of this car, when he realised what it was he'd found, decided not to restore it. He would leave it exactly as it was. He would just do enough to make it run. So he hasn't done the paint, he hasn't replaced bits in here. This is all exactly as he found it. There's patina on the bonnet there. There's a scuff bit on the door. It's real. Hello, Rev Counter. Neil Armstrong's looked at you, hasn't he? Oh, I think a Huey is coming. There's Mr. Huey, there's the evocative Wump. Those are the two sounds of the 60s, aren't they? That Wump and the sound of Neil Armstrong speaking from the moon. Neil Armstrong's Chevrolet Corvette. Love it. Love it. What an honour.
Hold on. What's gone wrong with astronauts?
They don't go to the moon anymore.
No. They used to be rock gods. I mean, if you think about it, they would drive their Corvettes into town, get hammered, get chlamydia, and the next morning they'd be upside down in a starfighter. Anyway, that's enough about space now.
Well, not really particularly my favorite car of this brand, because French cars in my country are really common, like Citroën, Renault, and Peugeot, and I find them to be really not the best car companies. Like back in the day, they have really made amazing cars, like the Peugeot 106. Like, they have made some really amazing cars back in the day, but now I just find them to be kind of boring. Like, I don't know what is Clarkson thinking about these cars, but still, you know, some models, some newer models of Citroën and Renault and Peugeot are kind of interesting, but just, it's not really my type of car. Like, if I had to choose between a new car, I would have gone maybe with a Toyota or something else. So, still, I kind of like the look of it, to be honest. It's a really good looking car, but it's a little bit too funky for my taste, and I'm crashing it so many times. Oh, it's going to be tight. Can we do this? Oh yes, we still managed to do it.
But you may be wondering what makes it so special. Well, to find out, I've decided to break the test down into segments so that all the important questions can be answered. To find out, we've come here to the banked Millbrook Bowl in Bedfordshire. Citroën say that because the quite small 1.2-litre 3-cylinder engine in this particular version of the Aircross is turbocharged, it produces 128 horsepower. And now it's time to see what that means in terms of top speed. And here we go.
A 3-cylinder engine that produces 128 horsepower. I sort of do not trust that. I have to. That's not really true.
A bloody move on.
Well, I'm moving this car. It's not a V6 or a V8. It's a little 3-cylinder. If it had a 4-cylinder, then maybe, but a 3-cylinder, I have never heard that this little crossover vehicle has it. Well, we're getting there. Almost 200 miles per hour, but can we hit a 45? Oh, we did. We still did it. Okay.
Okay, what I've done now is hooked up to the back end of a Bentley Bentayga. Now, this is a car with a top speed of 180 miles an hour. What it's doing is it's punching a hole in the air for me, and I'm driving along in a vacuum. So that should mean I go faster. Let's find out.
Yes, that's true, because that means you're drafting behind the vehicle. So, okay, go faster. So we need to go behind the Bentley, so we can draft behind it and get some speed, of course. Okay, so now we're drafting, and that means we're catching up. Oh, we're going really fast.
Now we go on to the really fast bit.
Yes, I'm going on the fast bit, not anymore. Okay, get behind it again. Keep drafting. 158. Okay,
Out, yeah.
not bad. 3-cylinder engine. That's impressive. 170 miles. It's still going. It still wants to go. That's impressive. Okay, can we hit it under? Ooh, 180. Ooh, that's really fast. Oh, not anymore. Oh yes, we still did it.
Bluebird. My only worry is that I just saw a single magpie, and it is Friday the 13th as I do this. So now I'm going to ease out of this dangerous situation. Well, if the space is smaller than the Aircross, then the answer is no.
Do we seriously have to park? Oh no, my worst fear. Parking. Okay, did I park? But I didn't. Oh no, I'm so bad at parking. Oh no, and I hit again. Oh no, I have to do this again. I have to do this again, guys. Well, I parked, come on. Okay, guys, I'm gonna do that again. I do not want to get that bronze. So I want to try to do this again, and maybe try to hit a gold. Because I'm not the greatest at parking. Okay, slowly. Oh, come on, stop! Why is it not stopping? There we go. Oh, come on. Okay, once more, guys. I'm gonna do this one last time. Come on. Come on. It's not really. That's the one annoying challenge that I have to do. Okay, did I park? Yes, I did. Ooh, that's under like 4 seconds. That's really fast.
Face. To find out, I've come to Southampton Docks, where obviously I've been forced to wear a hard hat in case a ship lands on my head. Anyway, as you can see, the little car has been attached by rope to the enormous car transporter. Which I've just noticed has a face. It's Booty McBoatface. The challenge I'd come up with was to see if the 1-ton C3 could pull the 13,000-ton ship a distance of 25 meters. Right, now I should explain that my colleagues, May and Hammond, think this is a stupid test. They say the aircraft only develops 151 torques and that isn't enough to pull a medium-sized child. I, however, disagree. Let's do this! No!
Oh, let's do this. Oh, oops, that's not the greatest start. Okay, going forward. Okay, this is going to be... Oh, no. Nope, there's no way. We didn't do it. Oh, I think we have to do this again, guys. It's not the greatest start that we ever got. Okay, yeah, you disagree, of course. Trying to pull a 13-ton machine or boat. Why am I saying machine to it? It's a boat. Okay, pulling it a little bit faster than normally. Oh, come on! We still got a silver. I'm gonna do this again, guys. Like, this is going to be the 3rd time that I'm gonna do it. Because, come on, we can do this in the Citroen. There we go, perfect. That's a better beginning than before. Yes. Oh yeah, okay, we still got that gold. That's much better than silver.
Ooh, hello. Why is it going backwards? This is a bit of a worry. Is that ship? The ship's going back. Look. The ship is going back. What? The situation's bad. As we reattached the tow rope, I wondered what had gone wrong. Why did he put his engines in reverse as a sort of amusing joke? I mean, he is Greek, the captain. We're not German. We didn't mess your economy up. With the rope reattached, we began the test again. Here we go. That's just clutch spin. That's just clutch. That's clutch. Traction control off. It's the only solution. Hang on. I think that ship is moving. I think we're getting further and further with each pull. Go.
No way in hell that thing can pull that. There's no way. Okay, but we're doing it slowly. Get as much power as you can. Oh, we're getting there somehow. Whoa. Okay, we're going quite fast. Oh, yes. I'm impressed, but still, I'm not really sure that's true, that it's really pulling that 13-ton ship.
That is Boaty McBoatface admitting defeat. And with that sorted out, it was time to address the C3's practicality. To answer this, we've come to France, where an armed robbery is in progress.
smuggleuse anglaises avec visage horrible are maintenant making their escape in a red 1972 De Tomaso Pantera GTS.
Ouais, j'ai à vous, 5 par 5.
Oui,
Au-dessous et sautier. Right. Let's do this!
Oh, come on, Clarkson. You made me hungry. That sandwich looked so delicious. And he just threw it out of the window. Oh, now I'm hungry. I do really want to eat that sandwich. And we're not catching up. We're not in the range, but we're catching up somehow. That siren it's so annoying. The French police. Oh, that name tag. Okay, come on, catch up. Okay, we're catching up again. Getting close. Yeah, that siren is really annoying. Come on, could you at least choose out a little bit of a different siren than this? Like, I don't know what does it sound like, but yeah. Okay, so we're passing by the beautiful countryside of the French. Ooh, we're getting close to that 500, 300 or like 200 horsepower car. I don't know what car was it. I think it was a Porsche. Some kind of Porsche, but ooh, we have to do a little drift. Ooh, that was a cheeky little drift. Oh, we're like 007. Well, not particularly in this Citroen, but still almost like 007.
Very quickly here.
Okay, very quickly. Well, can you explain how quickly? Oh, but we're getting there. Oh yes, we're getting there. Yes.
All around the world, police forces normally have pretty good cars. The Americans have Crown Vics, Germans have BMs, Italians have Alphas. But France has always been a bit of a burgling free-for-all because you knew that you were only ever going to be chased by Inspector Clouseau in a diesel Renault Megane. Well, not today, because I'm in an Aircross and I've got a moustache. To make my life a bit tricky, the Robber's Pantera wasn't standard. It had an all-aluminium 7-litre V8 producing 550 horsepower, 4 times more than I had.
Well, never mind. That car has 550 horsepower. Oh, we're inside of it. So we have to get as far as possible from that Citroen. So 3-cylinder engines versus V8s. Well, I think we already have the answer. We do already have that answer. This car is quite fast. Okay, just getting to the corners. 550 horsepower through the hills. Oh no, that's not what I meant to do. So we have to get from him. So we have to like get as far as possible. 300 meters. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge. Okay, that's a little drift on that side, and then ooh, little drift. Okay, we still got the silver. Oh, I hear that annoying siren. Okay, but we're getting far. That's much better. Yes. We're climbing up the meters. Quite a nice look of it. I do really like the look of this Pantanera. Whatever that call is, whatever the name of this car is.
To seem that despite my best efforts, I wouldn't be able to catch the Pantera. But then, When all seemed lost, the Citroën played its trump card and didn't break down, whereas the Pantera reverted to type and did. There you go, son. Oh, God. He's using hair dye. Anyway, it's now time for the final test, the big one. The answer to the question I'm asked 5 or 6 times a day. Italy is a difficult country to invade because it's surrounded on 3 sides by sea and on the 4th by mountains. These mountains, the Alps. But back in 218 BC, a Tunisian general called Hannibal did cross those mountains using elephants to carry his gear. And what I want to know is, could he have used an aircross instead? I mean, obviously, the aircross wasn't invented 200 years before the baby Jesus, but if it had been, could he have used it? We know that the Citroën is powerful and torquey, but what really matters on a job like this is traction.
Okay, now we're gonna climb the mountains.
No.
So, oh no, okay, the camera's doing some
And
weird
that's
stuff,
where
but okay.
this knob down here comes in. It engages something called the grip control system, and that sounds like a gimmick, but it isn't.
Well, maybe it is. Maybe you're a little bit too confident, Clarkson. Okay, and then a little... Oh, that could have ended up really badly. We almost fell from that hill. But we're still climbing. The Citroën is doing a very good job of climbing up the Alps. Okay, and then a little drift on that side. Whoops, whoop-de-doo. I just hit a wall. Or not a wall, but a fence. Okay, and we did it, like always, in the Citroën.
Yes, look at the little Citroën clawing away. No elephant could do this. I am zooming up here. God knows what sorcery the computers are using to keep me going here, but they are. With the sat-nav telling me Italy was just 2 miles away, I found another path. I'm past 2,000 meters here. Christ, if I go over the edge now.
Oh, what is happening? Where are we going? Found another path. Ooh. It's a beautiful road.
Oh!
Except... Okay, we have to look out. Beautiful music is playing. This means we're getting close. This is one straight road. This is our opportunity, Citroën. Come on. Can we still do this? Can we hit a gold medal?
That was stupid!
Whoa, what was that? Did we hit a rock or something? I don't know what was that. I think something happened, but that was sort of scary. Ooh. That was... Oh, please don't be scared. Okay, yes. Great. We're getting there. Come on, 3-cylinder, 140 horsepower, whatever engine you have. Just keep climbing. You have the power. You do have the power. I believe in you. Yes! 15 medals.
Car! So there we are, faster than itself at the test track, strong enough to pull a ship, big enough for the entire Jolly family and a horse, and better at invading Italy than an elephant.
But okay guys, we got all gold medals in episode 9. Finally, we finally completed an episode in all gold medals, because sometimes we always get a silver or like 2 silvers or like 1 bronze or something like that. But alright guys, it was, you know, I did enjoy the episode. Like, I'm sorry that I'm saying this, but it's not one of my favorite ones, but I kind of enjoyed the part when he was driving that Corvette from the astronauts. So okay guys, so we have returned to the menu, and yeah, we're gonna go to single player and go into season 3, because there's still a lot of episodes that we still have to complete, all the way to episode 14, but I'm happy that we completed this one in all gold medals, and also another one. What was it? It's not one of here, but yeah, never mind, we still did it, and what we're gonna do is back out of this and end our video right here. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode of the Grand Tour game. It would be amazing if you guys could give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Goodbye.